Hey everybody, today we're going to install a set of Sulastic shackles on a 2013 F250. It's already got Fox shocks on all the corners, so we're going to make that ride a little nicer by putting on a set of Sulastic shackles. Alright, so here we have our Sulastic rubber springs, or Sulastic shackles. What comes in the box, basically, you get 2 shackles, instructions, and a whole mess of washers. An absolute whole grip of them. So we're going to take these, we're going to read these, and we're going to throw them on that. Alright, so after getting the truck jacked up, it's all safe. The first thing we do is we remove the bottom bolt for the shock absorber. So the easiest way to do this, you got a 15 mil on this side, you got a 19 mil on the other. Boom. 15, 19. And you just start cranking. Alright, so right now this bolt, it's not touching. And this bolt won't come out even though the nut's off. So all we do is we apply a little bit of pressure. Right there, and you can see it move. You can see it just take it off, and now easy as pie. Not pie, but it is a lot easier. I'll get it out. And boom, shock number 2 disconnected. Not that hard. Make sure that after both your shocks are unmounted, you bring your hydraulic jack back to support the differential, so that when you're undoing the shackles, you want the weight of that supported, so you have an easy time getting all the hardware out. Alright, it's a lot easier to see what's going on here on the driver's side. Here is your stock shackle. You got your upper mounts, your lower mounts. You got nut on this side, bolt coming through here to the nut. On the lower, you have bolt this side, nut back here. So what we need is we need a 24 mil socket, nice and deep. You need a wrench on the other side, and then you just need to start cranking. It doesn't take much. It's not torqued super heavy. Once I've got it pretty loose, I'm going to come off of it with the breaker bar, and I'm going to switch to my standard with a 1/2 inch adapter. Throw that on there. And just start going to town. It's going to take a minute because it's long, but you'll get there. So after a minute of cranking on it, you'll feel it go loose like that. It'll be real easy. And you can just work it right off the end. Right by hand. Boom, that's one. Alright, so I just actually discovered something on these lowers. You actually don't need a wrench on this side, because of this little guy. It's connected to, it's hard to see, but it's connected there to the nut. So what it does is it keeps that nut from spinning when you're loosening it up. So this is just something that I do as a force of habit. On a project this simple, you probably don't need to do this, but getting in the habit of labeling everything is not a bad idea. When I take something off, if I can't put it back like this so that I know where it goes, I do this. I label it upper driver's side, lower driver's side. Don't use left and right, because is it left or right from the back or from the front? You don't know. It's way easier to do driver's side and passenger side. That's why I label this upper driver's side, this one is lower driver's side. It may seem really obvious right now when you've taken it off, but you never know if something's going to come up and you're going to have to come back to this project later, and then you're going to be like, oh, where did I put that? Which one did it go to? Where does it go? So it's a lot easier if you just do this right away. You don't have to worry about it. All right, now that we have everything loose, we have the top loose, we have the bottom loose. What we got to do is, remember this jack that we put under here? If you just jack that up enough, these bolts will slide right out. See that? Boom. All right, so right now I jacked this up a little bit more, but as you can see, the bolt, it's moving, but it hits my frame right here. So what we gotta do, we just gotta jack it up a little more. And boom, it's gonna come out. Ooh, just a touch more. There we go. And the shackle's pretty much, the shackle's touching the bed, so it can't go a whole lot more. So, perfect. That shackle's gonna probably fall when you, yep, there you go. All right. All right, now we're gonna look at what we need to do to prep the hardware for installation into the truck. So here we have the stock shackle that came on the truck and our new Sulastic. What we have to do is we have to make sure that the distance here and the distance here is the same, as well as the distance here and distance here is the same. If they're not the same, we're going to use these washers that Sulastic provided. So the instructions tell us to line up the wide side and the wide side. Well, look at that. That's pretty perfect. No washers needed. All right, let's flip around and see about the smaller side. All right, we're going to line them up. They're not the same width. That's where these washers come into play that Sulastic sent with the kit. I got 5 here. What you do is you take the washers to make up this missing distance. So there you can see, it takes 5 washers to make it exactly as wide as the stock shackle. So when we install the Sulastic shackle, we're going to use these 5 washers to make up that distance so that the Sulastic shackle does not slide around. Some trucks require a specific shackle to go on a specific side. The 2013 F250 does not. Both shackles are exactly the same. Either one can go on either side, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. They're identical. You just got to install them the right way up, which is really easy to tell. What you want to do is you got to get the top in first, because you have to jack the shackle up with the hydraulic jack. You got to jack all this up to get that bolt in from this side. That bolt up top, it goes in from this side, not from this side. So the first thing you have to do, jack this up. All the way up until we were pretty much touching the bed. There we go, touching the bed. And now we're gonna put the Sulastic shock on. So because I'm filming all this myself, I can't unfortunately leave the camera rolling while I install stuff. But I got the top bolt through, I lowered everything down, got my washers in, and my lower bolt through. Make sure to put in the bolts the right way around. This one goes through this way, the top one goes through this way. So you put a nut here and you put a nut here. All right, so end of the day, here she is. She's torqued to spec. She's got her washers. She's all good. Shocks are put back together and torqued to spec as well. All we got to do is put her down and take her for a test drive. See how she went. All right, I'm in the truck. We're all finished up. We're gonna go for a ride. I don't have the technology to do like a video while I ride, but I'll give you a ride report when I get back. All right, well, I finally got back to my house. The Sulastic Springs really do a lot. They do everything that they advertise. They minimize the sharp, jarring bumps. They soften the ride. They don't take away everything by any means. I mean, it's still a big 3/4 ton truck, but they do a really, really good job, and I'm super happy with my purchase. They work great. No problems after the install. I'm happy.